What's good, everybody? It's me, Key. Welcome back to my channel. Now I'm back with another story time for y'all today. But before we get started, if you can hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share this story time. Now, this story time is going to be about the time I went to go see my little boo and the fade was had. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. This story time takes place when I was about 17. I remember on one particular day, I was over Vaughn's house. If y'all don't remember who Vaughn is, Vaughn was my boo that my cousin had stole from me. Okay, so Vaughn had two sisters. He had one younger sister that was like a year or two younger than him, and he had an older sister. So I would really hang out with his younger sister because when I had first met them, I did hang out with his older sister, but that girl was too advanced for me, and I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell y'all why. So when I had first met Vaughn and his siblings, I gravitated towards his older sister, and I just felt like his younger sister should be hanging out with my younger sister. One day while I'm hanging out with his sister, let's give them names. His older sister, let's call her Carrie. And then his younger sister, let's call her Brittany. So one day while I'm hanging out with Brittany, I remember I was over her house. It was one weekend and we're just chilling in the house. You know how you, with your friend on the weekend, you want to be outside. So we just like, you know what, let's get out the house. So we get ready and then we just go outside. We're hitting the mall. We're going to her friend's house. We just hanging out. So Carrie, she wants to meet up with her cousins. Now, her cousins, like me and her cousins, we became cool eventually. For whatever reason, Carrie's cousins did not like me, Karen, or my sister. Like when we first had met them, they really gave hater. But eventually we did become cool. None of them liked Karen because how Karen backstabbed me, her own cousin. But anyways, y'all, so we ended up meeting up with Carrie's cousins. And so after we meet up with them, one of the cousins asked Carrie if she wanted to meet up with Trina. Now, Trina was the other friend. So Carrie's like, yeah, let's meet up with Trina. And the cousin tells Carrie, yeah, Trina says she's with some Yeezys right now. They in the car. So Carrie like, yeah, I want to meet up with them. Let's go see what they doing. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, I don't want to meet up. I don't say anything, but I'm just thinking like, no, I don't want to meet up with Trina in no Yeezys. Like, I'm scared because, y'all, I was only, 13, 14 at the time. I had no business being in the car with no Yeezys, okay? And that's why I felt like she was just too advanced for me. She was doing things that I was clearly not. I barely just started taking the bus by myself. Like, my parents didn't really let me do anything. And plus, y'all, I'm only 13, 14 years old. So we ended up meeting up with Trina and these dudes, right? So they pull up and get us from the bus stop, and they were in a truck. So we all hop in the truck, and I'm the last one to get in, y'all. And I'm trying to climb in the back of the truck, and I'm just shaking like I'm scared because I don't know what we about to go do. I just hope ain't nobody trying to, I don't know, you know? So I get in the back of the truck, and I'm sitting by Carrie, and I'm just looking down like, oh my God, I'm so scared. I want to go home. So everybody's just having a good time. You know, they just vibing. The dudes, they playing music. They getting out at the damn red light dancing and on top of their damn hood. I think the thing back then was getting hyphy. Like that's what they was doing at the light. I guess the dudes was from Cali because they had some dreads. They shaking their dreads. I'm like, this is too much for me. This is too much for me, y'all. And I just really wanted to call Vaughn crying. I really wanted to call him crying. And that was during the time I was talking to Vaughn. And I would always call Vaughn crying about something, y'all. But, like, I didn't want to ruin it for Carrie. So I didn't call Vaughn because I knew if I called Vaughn crying, he would have been like, wait, what are you doing? Like, where's you at? And he would have told his mom, and then Carrie would have got in trouble. So Carrie, she just in the car, she having a good old time. And, you know, like I said, they getting hyphy and they ghost riding the whip and they making the car shake and they just having them a good old time. Carrying it back talking about, this feels like sex. And I'm like, what does she mean? This feels like sex. Wait, how does she even know what sex feels like? Y'all, remind y'all, I'm only like 13, 14 years old. And how does she even know what sex feels like? I think Carrie was like 16 at the time. So I'm like, oh no, I cannot hang out with Carrie no more. she's gonna get me in trouble. And I knew better, y'all. I swear I knew better too, because Carrie did the same thing to my sister. So let me tell y'all about that real quick, y'all. So my sister hung out with Brittany and Carrie one day while I was at home. She was over Vaughn's house for the weekend. My sister had called us. It was like maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and she was crying. She was like, she needs to be picked up. And my parents are like, what's going on? Like, why is our child outside calling us at 2 o'clock in the morning? But the thing is, my sister didn't know where she was. We all young. We've never really been outside like that. So yeah, my sister, she really didn't know where she was, so she couldn't even tell my parents where to come pick her up at. And plus, she was using, I don't know if it was a payphone or she ran into somebody and asked to use their phone. I don't know. But yeah, after my parents had talked to her, they just spoke to her that one time and then didn't talk to her again until she went back to Vaughn's house. So this is what happened. My sister went out somewhere with Carrie and Brittany, and I guess Carrie went to go see her boyfriend. Now, her boyfriend was older than her. I think he was like 18 or 19. And he had his own place. So they had went over to his apartment, and my sister, she was ready to go home. And they didn't want my sister to go home because if she went back home, her mom would have been asking, where is Carrie and Brittany? So they was really holding my sister hostage. They wouldn't let her use the phone or anything. So after a while, Carrie and Brittany ended up going back home. My sister tells Vaughn's mom everything that happened. And Vaughn's mom calls my parents, and we all just jump in the car and go pick up my sister. So when we get there, Vaughn's mama, she just going off. She in the house beating Carrie up. And Brittany, she mad because my sister done told it all. So I remember me and my parents and my sister, we all standing outside waiting for Vaughn's mom to come outside to talk to them. I remember Brittany running outside screaming, you got my sister in trouble. And she just takes off on my sister. What you thought because my sister was little, you had more of an advantage? No, my sister may be little, but she got them hands. So my sister in the mud just giving it to Brittany. So Vaughn breaking them up. The only thing she really did was tear my sister's shirt off. So Vaughn ended up having to give my sister a shirt. And then after they fought, we went back home, and I didn't talk to Brittany or Carrie for a little while because that was just messed up. Why would you even do that? And it's not my sister's fault that your sister was fast. Y'all had no business holding my sister hostage because your sister wants to be fast and be with her man. Like, y'all should have did that on another day. But if y'all know anything about my dad from listening to my other story times, y'all already know that he made my sister tell him where dude lived at, and she did. So he just felt like dude was in the wrong because you clearly see that your girlfriend is holding my sister hostage and she wants to go home. Why don't you as a man encourage her to take my sister home? You too busy worried about being laid up instead of doing the right thing. So y'all already know how that went. All right, let's get into the story time. So on this particular day, it was a weekend. Brittany and I, we just wanted to get out the house. And we decided that we wanted to go to the Boys and Girls Club. Now, the Boys and Girls Club was all the way on the opposite side of town. It was all the way in the hood. And me and Brittany, we live real far, so we knew that we was going to have to catch that long bus ride if we were going to go to the Boys and Girls Club. And we only wanted to go because we wanted to go see Todd and Brandon. Now, Todd was my boo, and Brandon was Brittany's boo, and Todd and Brandon, they were cousins. So we like, okay, if we're going to catch the bus out there, we're going to have to stay the night at Todd's house and catch the bus back home in the morning. Now, when I say we was going to stay the night, it's not like we was going to be laid up with Todd and Brandon hunting or nothing. No, it was nothing like that because we've done this a few times. If it got too late to catch the bus, because, you know, back then, buses stopped running at a certain time. I don't know if they run 24 hours now, but back then, buses stopped running early. And plus, we live super far. And I didn't want to have to call my parents to come pick me up because they're going to be like, why you at a boy house? So, yeah, we just decided that we would stay all night at Todd's house and then catch the bus in the morning. Now, when we would be over there, we'd just be in the den chilling, watching movies, or we just be outside all night, just chilling. So me and Brittany, we decided to catch the bus all the way to the Boys and Girls Club. I think the bus ride was probably like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I don't know, but we was crazy. We was determined to see our boo, y'all. So we didn't care about the long bus ride. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, Todd was in another story time. He was in that story time about I moved a bum in with me and my kids, and he was in another story time. I just forgot what I titled it. I think it was maybe the 304 Thief and the Liar story time. I don't know. But he was in a couple story times. Okay, so I said that we were going to have to stay the night at Todd's house. So the thing was, his mom did not want him to have girls over, so he was going to have to sneak us in. And I always thought his mom did not like me because when I had started to learn how to drive, I would pull up on Todd. Like my mom, she had another car that she wasn't using, so she would let me use that car to practice learning how to drive. And once I got the hang of driving, she would always let me use the car to like take my sisters wherever they needed to go grocery shopping, just things like that, run errands for her, whatever. But she would let me use the car, not just for errands. She would let me use the car if I wanted to go somewhere. But I remember one time, it was just me by myself when I had pulled up on Todd. I had stayed the night and I was in his room with him. So I remember I was in the bed with him, right? And it was early in the morning. And his mom, she just busted his room, right? And then Todd hurried up and he threw the covers on top of my head. And she just looked at him and then walked out the room. And she said, Todd, you better get that girl up out my house. Y'all, I was so embarrassed. But Todd was like, man, she needs to shut up. You ain't got to go nowhere. And I already knew she knew I was there because she obviously seen my car outside. And Todd had told me that his mom didn't like me because I was too old for him. But I wasn't. Maybe she thought I was too old for him because I was driving and I was staying all night with him. But that wasn't the case at all. I was just doing what I wanted to do. All right, so me and Brittany, we finally get to the Boys and Girls Club. And y'all, it's always so many people there. Oh my gosh. I just think people like being at that location because it was always fights. It was always fights at that location. I don't know why I agreed to go to these places. I'd be letting Brittany talk me into doing crazy stuff. But I always have social anxiety. I don't like being around too many people. I don't like nobody in my face. So I told Brittany when she tried to walk in, we not going in. She was like, what? We just gonna stand outside? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna stand outside and wait for Todd and Brandon to come out here. She's like, all right. So Todd and Brandon, they finally come outside. And the first thing that Todd say was, y'all caught the bus all the way up here in them little booty shorts because, yeah, we did. We did catch the bus all the way to the Boys and Girls Club in the hood with some little bitty booty shorts on. And what about it? Todd was the total opposite of me. He was always loud and obnoxious. That man said what was on his mind. He just didn't care about nothing. And we were kind of like yin and yang, I guess. So Todd walks over to me. He all in my face talking about some key. You came all the way up over here to see it, nigga. Just all in my face. I'm like trying to push him back because I'm trying to act shy. Even though I done caught the bus all the way over here to see this man, I'm trying to act shy. So I'm just like, yeah, move, Todd. Y'all know how girls do. And Todd cousin Brandon, he over there talking to Brittany. I really didn't care for Brandon too much because Brandon always has something to say. Brandon always gave hater. And he was always the broke one out the group. I remember one time he got mad at Brittany because he wanted $20 for a haircut. And Brittany had just made some money doing hair. And she told him that she would give him $15 for the haircut. I watched the girl go in her purse and grab $15 to give to him for a haircut. And this dude sitting up whining, talking about, man, no, I need $20 for a haircut. You just gonna give me 15. Boy, you're lucky she's giving you anything. If I was her, I wouldn't have gave you nothing. Because go ask your mammy. So anyways, y'all, do y'all remember Todd's cousin, the one that knocked out his tooth? The crazy one? He's in this story time. So me and Brittany just outside talking to Todd and Brandon. Then here comes Todd's cousin walking out of the Boys and Girls Club. He don't need a name. We're just gonna call him cousin. So cousin like, what's up, y'all? Todd was like, what you about to do? So cousin is like, Melanie about to pull up. So after a good few minutes, a car pulls up and a girl gets out the car. Now, Melanie was cousin's cousin. She wasn't related to Todd, but that was cousin's cousin. So after Melanie gets out the car, we start walking. Todd says he's about to go home real quick. He only lived like up the street from the Boys and Girls Club. So we all just start walking with him. And as we're walking, cousin introduces me and Brittany to Melanie. So we just walking and talking, me, Brittany, and Melanie just getting to know each other. So Brittany asks Melanie, she's like, oh, what you doing up here at the Boys and Girls Club? Because, you know, she asked us what we was doing up there. And we told her we came to see Todd and Brandon. Melanie says that she got dropped off at the Boys and Girls Club to fight. So I asked Melanie, I say, you came to the Boys and Girls Club to fight by yourself? And I'm kind of nervous for her because, like I said, it's hella people at the Boys and Girls Club. You came to fight by yourself? How do you know that you're not going to get jumped? So she goes, oh, no, my cousin going to have my back. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's what's up. So we just walking and talking, and Melanie, she just being real friendly. Like, she being too buddy. So whole time I'm thinking, I hope this girl ain't trying to make friends so she'll have somebody that have her back. Because me and Brittany, we not helping her fight. At least I'm not. And the only person out here that I'm going to fight for is Brittany. And it's so weird that I was saying that because even though me and Brittany, we was friends, like we was real cool, I feel like our friendship was very weird. Like it took a lot for us to get to that point because when I met Brittany, she was giving hater right along with her cousins. But then when she saw that she could get something out of being me and my siblings' friends, then she started to be cool with us. But of course, she would still do weird, sneaky hater shit though. I don't know, it was weird. My parents would do things for us that her mom would never consider doing for her. For instance, my parents had bought me and my siblings Chris Brown tickets, and my mom knew that Brittany loved Chris Brown. So she bought her a ticket too. And then for Christmas, my mom bought me these really nice 14 karat gold dolphin earrings, and she bought Brittany the same exact earrings. So Brittany knew hanging out with us, she was gonna get something up out of it. And then she started to call my mom her godmom. So yeah, that really just put the icing on the cake right there. And then, like I said, our friendship was weird because I had beat Brittany up on my birthday. And you would think she wouldn't want to hang out with us no more, but like I said, she was a lead. She knew by hanging out with us, she was gonna get something out of it. So she probably thought, why would I let a little beat down run me off? And she knew how forgiving I was. So that's why I said our friendship was fucking weird. I don't know. So we finally get to Todd's house, right? So me and Brittany, we standing outside with Brandon, cousin, and Melanie. And Todd, he in the house doing whatever. I don't know. So me and Brittany, we just talking. We standing off, we like by ourselves, and they on one side, we on the other side. So me and Brittany, we just talking, and Brittany tells me that Melanie and cousin be hunching. That's what she said. I wasn't even surprised because cousin, he's freaky. He gets around. He done been with a lot of females, including one of my friends, y'all. Let me tell you about that real quick. It's gonna be real quick. So I remember I was at school one day, right? And I had this friend. Let's just call her Tina. Let's just call her Tina. But me and Tina, we was at school, and me and Tina, we was real close, right? And Tina had started talking to cousin. She had started talking to him during the summer, and school had just started. And when school had just started, cousin went to jail, right? So she talking about she gonna hold him down while he in jail, while he do his little bit of time and this and that. So I remember me and Tina, we at lunch, right? And she had got a call from cousin's mom. And she's talking to cousin's mom. All of a sudden, she gets this crazy look on her face, y'all. And she just walks off like she just looks disgusted. Reminds y'all, we eating lunch. And she couldn't even eat the rest of her food when she came back to the table. And I'm like, what's wrong, friend? Like, what did his mom say? And she was just like, I can't tell you. I can't talk about it right now. I'm like, is he okay? Did he get hurt? Like, what happened? She's just like, I can't talk about it right now. So I'm like, okay. So the day ends, we go home, and me and Tina lived in the same neighborhood at the time. So I walk over to Tina's house because, girl, we got to finish this conversation about what cousin's mama said on the phone. So I knock on the door, she answered the door, I go in her house, and we go in her room. So I say, you just gonna act like nothing happened at lunch today? And then her face turned pale. So I say, yeah, it must be bad. And Tina says, so if I tell you, you promise you can't tell nobody. Don't even tell your sister. Don't tell nobody what I'm about to tell you. I'm like, I'm not going to tell anybody. So Tina says cousin's mom called and told her that cousin got tested when he was in jail and he has chlamydia. And I'm like, okay, I know that's your man and all, but I know you don't have nothing. You told me you was a virgin, so... But I know you probably mad that he cheated on you because he had to be cheating on you to catch chlamydia. And she didn't say nothing. And I'm like, right? Y'all didn't do nothing, right? You still a virgin, right? That's what you said. She didn't say nothing. I'm like, oh, God. I already knew what the silence meant. I'm like, Tina, for real, you been messing with him? She was like, he just put it in, but we didn't do it though. He didn't pop my cherry or nothing. I said, girl, that's still sex. You need to go get tested. And she knew it too, because why would you be acting like that if y'all didn't do anything? Come on now, ain't nobody dumb. But anyways, y'all, back to the story. I knew that cousin was very freaky, so I was not surprised that he was messing around with his cousin. And y'all, cousin crazy ass is in prison for a very long time, y'all. I looked up his information, and y'all, tell me why this man is in his mugshot cheesing, like big smiling in his mugshot. That man is crazy for real. But anyway, so while we're there waiting for Todd to come outside, cousin gets a call from somebody at the Boys and Girls Club, and they tell him that somebody's up there to fight Mel. Cousin tells whoever on the phone, all right, bet, tell them to meet us up at the park. And the park is like right across the street from Todd's house. So Todd comes outside, and then cousin just update him about what's going on, about how we about to go over to the park. The girl about to meet up with Mel, and they about to fight this and that. You know, Todd, he real messy. He likes stuff like this. He like, oh shit, all right, bet, let's go. So we all walk across the street to the park, and nobody's there yet. It's just us. We just waiting for the girl and whoever she with to walk over to the park to fight Mel. So we sitting there for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and I start to think that nobody's coming because the Boys and Girls Club is literally just right there. Like, the girl came to the club to fight Mel. Why she ain't here yet? Like, what's taking her so long? So minutes go by, and tell me why it seemed like everybody who was at the Boys and Girls Club walks over to the damn park. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is about to be a whole brawl. I highly doubt that this is going to be a one-on-one fight. That's why it took her so long to come over to the park. This girl was rounding up the crew, okay? She made sure that she had all the support that she needed for this fight. So once everybody gets to the park, nobody's saying anything about fighting. Everybody just sitting under the Ramada, just play fighting, just talking, chilling. It's like everybody's at the park to have a good old time, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to fight. Well, not me, but Mel is. So of course, Todd had to be the one to break the ice with his messy ass. He says, out of nowhere, ain't y'all hoes supposed to be fighting? That boy was disrespectful as hell. No wonder why cousin knocked out his damn tooth. So Mel say, she want to fight me. She needs to run up. And the other girl, she don't need to learn. We're just going to call her girl. And the girl say, oh, bitch, I'm going to run up. So cousin starts to hype up Mel, right? He was like, you better beat this bitch ass. Take off your shirt, nigga. Take off your shirt. He just real hype, y'all. Ain't nobody saying nothing because everybody know that cousin crazy. Cousin going to take off on anybody. He do not care who you is. Girl, dude, big, little, he don't care, okay? He gonna take off on a kid if he needs to. He do not give a fuck about nothing. So cousin is standing there barking at Mel like a pit bull, telling her to take off her shirt to fight. And so she takes off the shirt. And I'm thinking, like, why did he make her take off her shirt? This ain't no nigga fight. So she just standing there looking stupid in a bra and some dusty little shorts, right? So Brittany said to me, why she let his slow ass tell her to take her shirt off? And I'm looking at her like, girl, right, like, they both stupid. So Mel and girl, they square up and they go heads up. Well, I really wouldn't call it heads up because when Mel is swinging, she's swinging. Okay, she's swinging, but she got her head down. And I'm thinking, how is she fighting with her head down? Like, she not going to be able to see where the hits is coming from. So, of course, girl has more of an advantage because Mel has her head down. So, girl, she grabs Mel by the head and she's uppercutting her like this because, girl, why you got your head down? Pick your head up. Pick your head up. You're getting your ass beat. So, cousin breaks up the fight, right? He breaks up the fight and he tells them to go again. So, they start fighting again. And, of course, Mel is doing the same thing. She's got her head down, but she's swinging. Like, you don't even know where you're swinging at because you have your damn head down, girl. Pick your head up. Y'all, that second round was no better than the first. Melanie got beat up. I'm thinking, like, damn, this girl done came all the way to the Boys and Girls Club to get beat up. And I'm like, I really applaud her because she came by herself. Like, you was real bold. Like, it showed that you were confident in yourself. And I like that about you. But next time she pull up to fight anybody, she needs to bring somebody with her. I mean, I would pull up by myself. Well, not by myself, but I would at least have one person with me. But that's me because I know how to fight. But she should have definitely bought a friend or two to tag them in when she felt tired or when she was getting her ass beat. That would have really helped her. And I'm not saying that she would have won, but she wouldn't have got beat up as bad because Bane was beating her ass. Y'all know Bane off Batman? That girl was big. She was beating the shit out of little Melanie, and I kind of felt bad for her. Like, girl, don't ever do that again, and do not let cousin convince you to pull up to fight nobody because I know it was all him. I know it was nobody but cousin telling this girl to pull up to fight, y'all. It seemed like, oh, girl had a vendetta against Melanie because homegirl was fighting hard, okay? After they're done fighting, you know how everybody like to talk their little BS or whatever. Melanie says to old girl, yeah, whatever, that's why you take birdie baths on your period, bitch. And everybody like, ooh. And I'm like, why she say that? Why would you say that? This girl just whooped your feet. Why would you say something like that? This girl just beat you like you stole something, and you must want her to come do it again. So once Melanie said that, homegirl got mad, and she said, bitch, I know you ain't talking when you fucking your cousin. Y'all, everybody was shocked, including me, but like I said, I really wasn't surprised because cousin was freaky as hell. But I look over at Brittany, like I give her that look like, girl, what? And she was like, see, I told you. Y'all, that, you messing with your own cousin? Like, girl, for real? But y'all, here comes Todd messy ass. Just being messy. This girl already got beat up. Y'all, tell me why he gonna tell her you should have stayed your ass at home for this. Like, why would you say that to her? You're probably right. She should have stayed at home. She probably shouldn't have came all the way down to the Boys and Girls Club just to get beat up. But you know, you damn wrong for saying something like that. So after that, we ended up going back over to Todd's house, and we just chilled there for the rest of the night. Nobody else fought after that. But just know, it was always a brawl at the Boys and Girls Club. But that's it for this story time. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like, comment, and share this story time. And I will be coming with another story time real soon, right after I post this one. So be on the lookout for that, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.